So I've gotten a few requests from different teachers to show how I've made um, my day-to-day Google slide presentations. So I wanted to make a quick video and just share it with everybody rather than keeping you after school for a day. So the first thing I did is find a template that I liked, and you can find these at a site called slidescarnival.com. So when you go to slidescarnival.com, it's going to have all sorts of different templates, and you can search for them up here by different categories. So when you look through and you find one that you like, you want to make sure that down here it says that it doesn't say this. This says it can only be used in Canva, which is a different app. When you see ones that don't say that, it means that you can use them in Google Slides or PowerPoint. So find one that you like that seems like it's going to work for your purpose. And then once you have one, so I'll go with this one, just click on it. And then it will show you exactly, if you scroll down a little bit, it's going to show you all the different slides that are actually in this type of presentation. So this one comes with all sorts of different things, and you can click through them. But if you like the color and the general layout of things, then usually you can find one in there that you think it's going to work for you. So I think this slide here is kind of what I'm looking for. So I'm going to scroll down and say use as Google Slides theme. When you do that, it's going to ask you if you want to make a copy. So you're going to make a copy of that Google slide. And then it should take you to your Google Drive. And now this is going to be in your drive. So it's called Copy of Celerio Slides Carnival, which was the name of their theme. So I'm going to change that name. And I'm going to call this Daily Routine Template. That way I can make a template for like each time period of the day, and then I can just keep reusing that and make a copy of it each day and fill in with each daily specific lesson plan. So I think this is the slide I'm going to use, so I'm actually going to go through and delete all the other ones. And sometimes you will find a lot. So I'm going to just go through and delete all these. Let's see if I can hold Shift and scroll down, and I can just delete them all at once. So now I'm left with this one slide. So I like the format of this, but I want to make it a little more personalized. Like I don't want this page number down here, so I'm going to click on that text box and get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of the number 1 here. I'm going to get rid of this text box. So I'm just kind of cleaning it up so that I have the background that I like, but everything else is something that I can work with. So now I'm just left with the background that I wanted. So now I can go in and add my own text boxes to include things that I would like to have. So I'm going to go to the text box tool, and maybe up at the top I want to have the time period of the day. So I'm going to make my text box, and then up here you can change the properties of it, or you can actually right click on the text box itself and go to Format Options. When you do that, it's going to give you these different choices here. So the one I've done is I give it a drop shadow, which makes it look like it's kind of popping off the screen a little bit, and you can make it, increase it a little bit if you want. And I'm going to fill it in with some colors. So maybe I want this text box to be orange. So now I've got a text box and it's orange and it looks like it's floating. So now up here, maybe I'll put my time. So I'm going to pick a font that I like to. So now I can say 7:40 to 8:30, independent reading. So you can, set it up however you want. But if you give it a title here and you get everything kind of laid out the way you want all of your slides to look, you're going to be able to just make a copy of that slide and keep reusing it. So now I know I need to have someplace for my objectives, so I'm going to give another text box right below that. And again, you can make this fit however you want, but I'm going to change the color again. And you can kind of keep with the theme. These look like the ones that are already in this theme, so maybe I want to use one of these again. So maybe I'll make a dark text box here, and then I'll type in objective, but that's kind of hard to read, so I'm going to change the font color to something a little bit lighter. Maybe I'll make it a little bit bigger, and you'll be able to play around with it and get things to work the way you want them to look. So again, I can give it a drop shadow if I want it to look like it's floating off the page there. And then I can add in other text box if I know I'm going to have a set of directions or something like that. These are kind of things that you're going to have in your slide every day, no matter what the subject is or what the topic is. Maybe you want one for your enduring understanding. Just kind of set it up how you want each slide to look. And you can leave a little space if you want to add clip art or things like that. So I'll call this procedure. And again, I'm just kind of setting things up. You can change them later on, but this is going to give me a template to work with. So now I've got my one slide over here. So if I wanted to keep reusing this over and over, I'm going to just right click on it, and I can say duplicate slide. So now I can change this to 8:30 to 9 o'clock. And maybe we'll have writer's workshop. So again, you're just kind of making it with what your day is. And if you have other notes like students are out for band, or whatever, you can include that here. So each time, if you're going to keep the same thing, all you have to do is right click on it, duplicate, and you're just making your your schedule for the day. If it changes day to day, you can have day 1, day 2, day 3, and then within that you can have your routine for that day. But this is just kind of setting up the template. So now when I'm ready to make today's actual Google slide, I can go in and I can say File, make a copy, and I can call this April 26th. And now that's leaving my template untouched, but now I've got all of the slides that I want with my different text boxes and things like that I want to have all set to go. So then when you create that, you just present, and you've got a nice looking Google slide. And there are other things you can add in and play around with, but that's kind of the basics. So if you want more details, I'm happy to help. Just send me an email.